Welcome to the Church Sound Podcast, where kingdom culture, real life, and technology intersect. I'm your host, Prentiss Thompson, along with the Pastor Caleb Winley. We're here to help you get through Sunday. Could you hear the pastor? What about your live streams, social media? We provide solid solutions for all of your multimedia needs. Let's learn something today. Let's go. Yes. Welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast. I'm your humble host, Mr. Prentiss Thompson, along with the good
Pastor Caleb Winley. Guys, how you doing out there today?
Yes, and welcome to episode number 75 in the book.
Yes. Yep.
75. This sounds like a milestone. 75.
Yeah, man.
You go to the car store, you see 75th birthday.
Yeah. Sure
you
do.
See that.
You see that?
You don't see no 75 podcasts. You don't see that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, you
but
right
you
about
will
that.
see, you said it, so 75 is a good, nice round number.
Nice round number.
Nice round number. So
I got somebody celebrating a 75 birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
75. We're really a little older than that because
we are.
This is the 75th episode of the Church Sound Podcast show.
Right.
But the midweek service show, I think we're up to show number 47.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's about 130 some shows.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of content out there. So if you're listening,
that's dope.
You can rewind and listen to a whole lot of things.
Yeah, you could.
So make sure you do that. But hey, listen, we just want to thank you for joining us and being part of this journey on the Church Sound Podcast. We provide solutions, kingdom culture, talk about real life, and we got a great topic for episode number 75. Episode number 75 has to do with the visual aspects of the AVL ministry, which is how to set up video displays and why. There's a lot. We're in churches and we do help them with their things and doing the installations, and these are so I figure let's put together a show where we can answer the questions that we get during the installation process.
Okay.
Of how, what, when, where, how.
Right.
And the reasons why and the reasons why not, and what you don't want to do, and how come that doesn't work, and why it's delayed, and all those questions that we normally get. I figured we should answer them.
Just put them out there. Yeah.
Put them out there. So before we get started, let's talk to let's pay homage to our sponsor, Metro Podcast Studio, the hottest podcast studio in New York City. If you happen to be in the New York area and you need a podcast facility, a professional podcast facility for your recording, you can definitely hit them up. MetroPodcastStudio.com for all of your podcasting needs. They do remote control recording. They do multi-platform streaming. And they do post-production as well. So if you need podcast post-production, hit them up. MetroPodcastStudio.com. Tell them that the Church Sound Podcast sent you their way, and they will take care of you.
Absolutely.
Also, we want to thank Nan Light, who came aboard as one of our sponsors. So hit up lights for if you need great lights for your podcast. You need lights for your church productions. You need lights for anything. They have tube lights. They have soft boxes. They have you name it. They have ring lights. They have you name it. They have it. Hit them up, nanlight.com, and hit them up. So, how you doing, brother?
Brother, I'm good, man. I'm good. We on our grind. So, you know what I'm saying? Every day is a different dollar. Every day is a different responsibility, all that. So I'm good, though. I'm good. I'm staying under the pressure, but I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? It's making something out of me I never knew I could be. How about you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. So let's get into our let's get into Sunday school.
Yeah.
Okay, class time.
We should do it. I think we should do that.
I think so.
We should get into Sunday school. And the man on the mic today would be moi. Would be moi.
That be you, bruh.
That bees me.
Yeah, man.
Hashtag be you. That bees me. So I got my 3 points.
Okay.
I'm ready to deliver my 3 points.
Uh-oh.
My 3 points. Watch out now. My 3 points, number 1 is tell me something good.
Tell me something good.
Tell me something good.
I heard it in the ringer.
Number 2, will it fly? Will it fly?
Okay.
I don't know. Does it have wings? I don't know. Will it fly? Number 3.
Good. It's good. Will it fly?
The YouTube track.
The YouTube track.
Tell me something good. Will it fly? What say you, kind sir?
The song's in my head now. But even though that's there, let's go with the YouTube track.
The YouTube track. The YouTube track. So this is centered around people who, at the end of the story, I want you to walk away with this.
Okay.
Don't do this. Just don't do this. That's all I got. That's all I'm going to say. I want to say this ahead of time. Don't do this.
All right. That's a disclaimer.
That's a disclaimer. Don't do this. So one of my boys who worked with me when I was mixing at Crenshaw's Church, New York, which is Fred Price Jr.'s church. Right. They have a New York church as well as their church in Los Angeles.
Right.
One of my guys who worked with me was a front of house engineer as well. So we were a good tandem. We both could mix, both could fix stuff, we both could set up, we both could break down, we both understood frequency. Like, he was a really good engineer. But at his church was, so we mixed in the morning, and his church service was in the afternoon. So he would leave me and go mix for his church.
Okay.
Yeah, full day. Full day. Full day. You know, he was good. He worked with me. Right. It's good money. But he mixed at his church, and he would always come in the following week and just be betwixt, bewildered, pissed off is a good word. Just like angry all the time.
Really? Wow.
Because he was learning from me how to set up barriers or boundaries.
Boundaries. Okay, I got you.
No, we're not doing that. No, we can't do that. And he was okay. We can figure it out, but he would just be frustrated because people would take advantage of him. Yeah. So he would tell me these stories about guest dancers, ministers, singers showing up. And I was like, okay. I said, why are you so mad? He was like, yo, they tell me the person's going to minister in song or in dance 5 minutes before. It was no plan. It was no nothing. Everyone knew except me that this was going to happen. And then they pop up and say, can you find blah, blah, blah song on YouTube? What? I can't even make this up, bro.
What?
Would show up and say,
nah.
I'm telling you what I know, brother. Can you find this song on YouTube and play it so we can sing to it or dance to it, or whatever you're doing to it, whatever your ministry is. Not show up with the phone or iPod or a CD or something. No.
Right.
Show up with a question. Can you?
In a location.
In a location. No location. Can you find Hosanna?
Oh,
can you find Hosanna by blah, blah, blah? So when you throw out these blanket titles, you know how many versions pop up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand the levels the lack of sound quality.
Oh yeah,
it's probably compressed beyond compression.
It is. Yep.
So this woman shows up and wants this song, right?
Oh my!
And I'm like, I said, why didn't you say no? Like, no. Why didn't you just say no? No, come prepared. Like, bring the song. No, we don't have the ability to. I said, the moment you told somebody you have the ability to do that, you gave someone the license to be lazy.
Yeah.
So we don't do that. You come with the material. You come with the iPod, whatever you got to do to give me to play it through. That's what we're gonna do. Give me the song numbers 1, 2, 5, 9, whatever it is. We'll do that. But I'm not gonna look up a song on YouTube, then find it, and then have you okay the right one.
Right.
So the person goes up to minister, and it sounds horrible, and he selected, obviously, the wrong version of the song. And the person called him out. That's not the right version.
What?
I can't even make this up. Calls him out from the pulpit. That's not the right version. I don't know what level of professionalism, dude.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God. No.
Yes.
Those fighting words.
And people were mad at him.
Of course, yeah.
I'm like, they came unprepared.
Right.
To minister, they want you to fix their ministry issue. Find the song on YouTube. Find the song on YouTube. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs over age, this was my my pre-speech. Wow. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's funny, bro. Now follow this. This is hilarious. Here's a reason why you really should not do that. So we had a situation in our ministry, which will not be
commercials
publicized. Yes. And and so the person, the CD didn't work, the USB wasn't formed, but whatever we tried for this individual to go up and do their thing, and this was a dance conference.
Oh gosh,
this was a dance conference. So it was them praise and worship dancers.
They came with a music CD, not a CD.
Right. No, they came with a CD that was scratched up for one. Like it was in a pack of aluminum foil or something. This is the worst CD I've ever seen in my life. Sand. Right. I was like, well, what were you doing with it? Were you drinking on this? Was this your coaster? So we figured, okay, fine. We will go to YouTube because you are slated to dance. You are in the program. We're going to take care of you. So we find the song. We didn't miss the song. Little did we know the song was 7 minutes long. So
Oh gosh.
So you know what happened. So in the midst of I believe it, genital warts. You have them. Yo. That is one of the number one reasons why you should never, ever pull music off of YouTube. Some of them promotion, they've got some ads up in that piece, bro.
Genital warts.
You all into it. They got flags and they wave and they doing their thing, and all of a sudden, oh wow, word. Well, you learn the hard way.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
Sunday school. Too.
Yo.
Don't do that.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
Put your engineer through that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's not right.
Let's not do that. So let's get into our topic. The topic is how to
bro.
set up video displays and why to set up video displays. And so I'm going to pose a question.
Okay.
Why should a church have a video monitor, flat screen monitor, whatever you want to call it? Why should they have it?
I mean, there's a few reasons. One of the main reasons is to bring the visitor, make them feel at home when they come to your church. So what I mean by that is, if you have a praise and worship team or even a choir, and you have your words that are in a book, they still need to be on the screen, because some people come late. Some people don't want to look. They want to stand up and they want to be in the presence. And if they miss a word, that word is right there. You know what I'm saying?
You don't see the hymnals anymore.
Right. There's none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? And even though I've been to a church upstate, and it was very weird that they still had that stuff. I was like, wow, they're like in the time loop. But you know what I'm saying? So it's for that. For me, I think that's the most important thing for a visitor that comes into the kingdom or is coming to your church. They want to be able to feel like they're part of the service, not it's them and me, because they already feel that way when they come into church. It's like, I don't know these people, but when they can come in and they can be able to partake of the service, if the scriptures go up, they didn't come with a Bible. You know, these are all important things that make that visitor feel like this is a place that I can grow at, because these people have taken the responsibility to flash things on the screen, to put stuff up so that way I can kind of feel connected to this, to what's going on here, even though I may feel disconnected when I first walked in. And so 90% of the time, especially that's those are two things. But then if you're doing a live feed, you should have your live feed on the screen. There should be the ability for the persons way in the back of the church not to feel disconnected because there's 75 rows in front of them, but that you have monitors that they can view the service. They can see the expression on the pastor's face, even though he looks like
perspective, right?
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. There needs to be that connection with the individual, so that I don't feel like wow, he's way down, and like I paid for cheap seats. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This ain't the move. You know what I'm saying? So it's so it really depends on the church and like what they're doing. But if you're trying to really bring people in and reach individuals and make them feel at home, and you're using monitors, those are three reasons why I tell people, if you're going to do anything, definitely use your monitors, because people want to be connected. You know
so what do you think? Because when flat screens became affordable, because you all remember when, you know, if you had a 32-inch the Triton or Trinitron,
yep,
the Trinitron,
or Zenith.
The Zenith. Yep. You needed every muscle in your body.
Oh yeah, you did.
To carry that television. Because I remember, like, I got me a big screen TV, but we only can move it once. That's about it.
It took up half your living room.
Half of the living room. So I remember when me and my wife got rid of our big TVs.
Okay.
And I remember the conversation that I said, I'm gonna go get us a flat screen TV. She was like, what do we need that for?
Uh-oh.
I was like, I said, it'll be good. Don't worry about it. Well, I'm not paying for that. You know, it's like, don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Right,
so I went and bought the TV I have in the living room. So I went and bought it and had my man come put it up and everything. And all of a sudden now it's like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, my posture's changed. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
I don't have to wear two sets of glasses.
No, thank you, but thank you. No, thank you.
Right, yeah.
No, I didn't.
I feel you. I feel you, bro.
So I remember when they became sort of full, like you get a flat screen for like $200. Like
now you can,
fucking change, you know?
Yeah.
So So now so I bring it to this question. Before then, churches were using projectors.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the difference between the two?
Well, I know definitely the clarity is definitely a difference. The setup is a major difference. 90% of the times, if I went to a church and they had a projector in the house, for one, the throw, depending upon where that projector is, the throw is affected. The brightness, if the room is bright, the room needs to be, in order to really get a good, solid signal from that projector, it has to be very close.
Then the cost.
And the cost, yeah, because the projector is like 5 G's, bro. I mean, straight out the gate and back then it was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was noisy as all get out. So that's one of the downsides of getting a projector, because you got fan noise, you got all kinds of things going on. But then that quality of image, that picture, that when you see it, it does not look like what you get on an LCD or LED, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't get background. You stuff is washed out. If there's lyrics, depending upon the color that you're using, you may not get to see it unless that room is absolutely pitch black. So yeah, I think that's been one of the biggest issues. So you need that clarity. People don't want to come to church and feel like they've gone back into the 70s.
You know what I'm saying? Some do, but hey.
Bro, I was part of a church. They would pull out the screen every single Sunday. And then they wanted the screen up before the man of God went up to minister. So, you know what I'm saying? So that whole process throws it off. You know what I'm saying? Whereas he should be able to just come up on the TV monitors. And we should be able to look at him if I don't feel like looking. Every church has that blind spot, mm-hmm. So that monitor really helps. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's definitely better with the clarity.
Dude, when I mixed at a church, okay, I ain't gonna say the name, but to set up and break down, we had to set up a 90-foot screen.
What?
90-foot screen was it was between 50 and 90. It was a pretty big screen. No, it's at least 85 or 90. Jeez. So, dude, all right, so imagine this. We would get to the venue, there's nothing there. We would have to build the stage. So the stage came in squares you had to connect, right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. 12 squares. Right. We had to build the stage. After the deacons built the stage, then we would have to build the screen. So pull out the screen, lace it up.
Oh my gosh.
Run it with the sandbags. Get that set up. Okay, boom. Now we can go get the speaker set up. While that's being set up, one guy's up top in the balcony, setting up the projector, aligning the projector. The whole thing. God.
That alignment thing. Oh man.
And so, yeah, so that's a big difference. But you know what I walked away with? It's like a better understanding of the importance of media, because we still did it.
Yeah.
Because it served the purpose.
Right.
Because it served the purpose.
Right.
The TVs, like you say, like, flat screens, the sharpness and the image that you get, you can't compare it unless you buy, like you said, a $10,000 laser.
Yeah.
Long throw, high lumens.
Yeah.
Projector to be able, because light is that's the battle.
Exactly.
The battle was the light. The phrase that always gets me when we talk to churches. This is I'm gonna throw this out there, and I'll ask you what you think the top questions are.
All right.
Is that 4K?
I love it.
Is that 4K?
Is that 4K?
The thing that gets me is, like, I remember when 4K cameras hit the market. I remember they cost a grip of money. 4K cameras cost a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
But the thing about the end user is that there were no 4K TVs.
Right. Right.
So even though as a film director, if I shot at 4K at that time, I still couldn't show it to you in 4K.
No.
I had to show it to you in 1080.
Right.
Because there were no 1080, there were no 4K televisions. And,
and
when they did come out, they were like hell of expensive.
Yeah.
So which means that you really can't see it in 4K.
No.
Because what people don't understand is that 4K is really the amount of pixels.
Yeah.
You know, it's at least 8 million active pixels.
Right.
It is 4 times more pixels than 1080p.
Right. Exactly.
23 times more resolution than standard definition. So when you look at an old television show and it looks all fuzzy and like, how do we watch it? It's standard. It's standard definition.
Right.
So when we got HD, it was like, woo, HD. You know.
Yeah. Right.
everything HD. It was 1080, but if you watch stuff at 4K and the resolution is even deeper in this, it almost looks like it's not real.
Right. Yeah.
Like me personally, I prefer to watch things in 1080. I don't like watching anything because it looks fake. To me, it just looks.
I get you.
It looks like.
Yeah, because sometimes depending on what you're watching,
fool me. You know, make me believe.
Right, you're right.
But it looks like it touch you. It looks too real.
Yep.
It's like some things I don't want to watch in 4K. So that's usually one of the questions we normally get.
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to see this in 4K?
Yeah, you'll be able to see it in 4K as long as that TV is bigger than the 50.
Right.
Because any TV below 50, you can't even tell the difference.
Exactly. Yeah.
So even if you were, and then it's funny because now we have 8K and
12K now. I saw a 12K camera.
Right. This is when I was bringing up my TV to my house, and I was actually in a box outside, and this guy was like, "Well, I can't wait till they come out with the panels for my house." I was like, "Where do you live? Like, where do you live? Do you live in a cave? Because how do you can't benefit anything that large? You know what I'm saying? If you have something too big, but if it's too small, a lot of pastors are like, well, is it in 4K? Yeah, but you bought 32. You bought 32-inch TVs. You can't tell the difference if I just brought you a regular television, 1080. You wouldn't know the difference. You'd be like, oh, that's so much better, right? Because you just spent some cash for that, but that's the only reason why you know that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a major difference.
Smell the difference. I can smell the difference.
Yeah, right.
I can sense it. I sense it in the spirit. Yes. 90K.
4K, Ultra HD, all that's
HDR,
4K.
all that. Oh yeah. The God.
But if your TV is not the right size, and the distance means a lot as well. You can't have. If you're gonna put your TVs way up in the ceiling, it doesn't matter what you put up there. It doesn't matter because you're not gonna get the benefit of a 4K television, even if it's 75 inches, if it's 20 feet away. What's the reason? What's the difference of doing that? I don't know if anybody's ever had the opportunity to walk past a billboard or see billboards when you're driving by. The pixels are huge. Why? Because the distance. If they're built for a distance view. You don't have that in a 4K television. It's regular pixels.
Right.
It's a whole lot more pixels than what you would normally get. So if I push that joint up in the ceiling, nobody gets the benefit. Nobody. But we rather spend $500 to $600 per television because it says it's 4K.
Right.
And let's not even talk about the 8K and 12K because
Right.
Who's recording in 8K and 12K?
You'd be surprised.
Right. But who's broadcasting 8K, 12K?
You would be surprised. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because bandwidth is faster now.
You're right.
Bandwidth is faster. And you can now think about it. Before you couldn't pay for extra bandwidth. Now you can.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
So since you could pay for more speed and you want to say you want to stream in 4K, you can because now you have the bandwidth. Yeah, you're paying $200 a month just for the bandwidth.
Right.
But you can now stream in 4K if you want to.
Right. That's good.
So it's all about speed.
Yeah.
Speed and resolution. That's all it's about. But how does it benefit you? So if it's taking it back to the church, like you said, how does it benefit you?
Right.
So what is another question that you get from churches?
We're gonna do a show on it. One of the top questions that we tend to get is, can we do messaging through TVs and monitors and stuff like that? There's ways of doing that, and we're going to talk about that at a later date. But that's one of the top questions I get. Well, how do I send messages? And if I send a message, how can it be seen? How can we get the people to see it or people not to see it? All of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But another question that I'd really get is the bigger TV better than the smaller TVs? So pastors now have full-on 75, 90-inch televisions on their walls and trying to figure out, why does it still look blurry? Because depending upon your angle, it's going to look off. So a lot of pastors are constantly asking for
your camera.
Right.
And the glass you use.
Exactly. Because if you're broadcasting yourself up there and you're trying to figure out, why doesn't it, but I look so bad? Yeah, because your camera, for one, is probably not even HD. You may have a prosumer camera. You don't know what we got, half of the time. So a lot of that's what I've been getting a lot. Well, how is this bigger? But why, if it's so big, why does it look so bad? Mm-hmm. It's the content that's coming into your system that's going out, that's being broadcast to your TVs.
Right. So your cameras make a difference. The image qualities, like for instance, I'm pretty sure all of us have gone to Google and looked for images you want to grab to use.
Right.
And so the better images are the larger images. The larger has more pixels. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we've all grabbed the image. Oh, that looks good, until we drag it in and go like, oh, it's pixelated.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Like, it didn't look like that. It didn't look that bad. But when you threw it into your program that was high resolution, it said,
right.
Right. This really looks bad.
Yep.
But in Google, it looked okay because it was low res.
Right. Which is what the internet is set for. It's set for 72 DPI, maybe 150. You're never going to get 300 because it's going to take too long to load and to process. So yeah, so you're going to get these great, oh wow, it looks so good. No. That's why it's funny, as a graphic designer, if I pull anything off the internet, wallpapers, because they're made to fit the screen of the television of your computer and look sharp. So that way you're always going to have a much sharper image. Even if it's 72, it'll still be pixels. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's you just gotta know what you're dealing with. And so if you're pushing something that's really low resolution, or cameras, or you don't have an HD camera, you're still working with you still got kind of almost an analog joint.
Right.
And you've upgraded your televisions. There needs to have an upgrade that needs to take place on your lenses and your camera. It just has to happen. You're right.
Right. So this is another question we get. The TV is 100 feet away. And we get there and they've run 100. First of all, you can't find 100-foot HDMI cable.
God.
So I've had people
call. But you can couple it.
Right. So we should tell you.
Which exactly, right?
We should tell you, so when I get people that call me and go, I want to get I'm looking for a 300-foot HDMI cable. I said, the longest you're going to find is 20, 25 feet. That's the longest you're going to find.
Yep.
Today's technology. I don't understand why they don't have a 400-foot HDMI cable. They're like, no, because you can't run it past 30 feet. Is 30 feet tops.
Yeah. Yep.
30 feet tops. Yep. So if you're listening out there and your church production center is 80 feet away from the television in the front of the sanctuary, please do not couple two HDMI, three HDMI cables together to get to and then when the pastor gets up there, he's talking and the image is like this, trying to catch up because it's like late. Because the reason why, because it's getting there late. Why? Because it's 100 feet away from the cable.
Yeah.
And the HDMI is meant to run no further than 30 feet. So there are two ways to make sure that you have a strong run and strong image that it all matches up. One way is SDI. Yep. So you have a SDI box and do a HDMI converter. So what do you mean by that? Okay, cool. Right. So you you go out of your whatever your computer is, whatever you're running, you go out HDMI directly into a SDI converter, and you run that cable all the way to the television where another SDI, the HDMI converter is. So now your image is run because on an SDI cable, you can run at least 300 feet.
Yeah.
One direction.
Yep.
Works. It's golden. You're going to need power at where the TV is.
Yep.
That's the first thing. So it's not going to have just run a box and, no. The box needs power.
Yeah.
So you need to have a power source behind the television or the flat screen, whatever you have there, so you can do this long run. The other way is what? Cat 5.
You got a Cat 5. Yeah. Which I like to do. I like to do that more because
it's less expensive.
You never know. Right. You just never know. So it's with a Cat 5, you're able to leave some, because you know how churches are. Oh, well, we moved the pulpit 15 feet back. Okay, I don't know how y'all did that, but whatever. And then they want to now, can you come back in and rewire us? Well, we've already done that already. We've already thought, 2 steps ahead for you. But Cat 5 works. I'd rather do Cat 5 than anything else because of that. Because of those, we don't know the distances, or if we got to measure things out and stuff like that. I'd rather do Cat 5 because you can go. Geez, the last time I heard Cat 5 could do what about 360.
You could do at least 3 easily.
Yeah.
But the thing is like when you're running cable is that it's never the straight distance.
Yeah.
It's the distance around.
Yeah.
And down and under and over and all. That's the real distance.
Yeah. You remember FB?
Yes. Yes. My gosh.
Yeah.
So and then on top of that, it's you normally can't buy a 300-foot Cat 5 cable. So what you need to do is buy a bulk cable.
Right.
And then make your own connectors.
Yeah.
And I literally learned how to make my own connectors just watching YouTube.
Same here.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, brown, yellow, green.
Flipping it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, get your crimper.
Yep.
Cable tester. Test it on both sides. Hey, listen, tell y'all now. Every audio department should have a cable tester.
Oh, they should. Yep.
Hey, listen, when I mix at another church, I have cable testers. I keep it with me.
Yeah.
I have my own set of headphones,
and
I have my own set of cable testers. So I need to make sure I know what the run is.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give a church who is now looking to install some flat screens into their sanctuary? Say they've never done it before. Say this is their first time doing it. Like what would be the questions you would ask them? And what advice?
I guess my very first question is, what is it you're trying to accomplish? Yes, what is the purpose of it? Because if you just want to look like the church next door, then that's not the focus. What is the purpose? Do we want to make sure that this is for the people's benefit? This is for the pastor's benefit? We want the people to be connected? What is the reason for it? And then I think my second question is, let's look at your room, because we have to then define, okay, well, where are these TVs gonna go?
How much light is in the room?
Right. Is your room even gonna benefit from the TVs? You know what I'm saying? Are the people gonna benefit? In our ministry, there's a pole literally almost in the middle of one side of the room, which blocks the whole. I mean, if you sit behind that pole, you can't see nothing.
Tell me about it. They sat me behind there for like 3 months. I said, I'm not coming back to church.
See, this is my point. So now you got to look at your room. Can your room accommodate TVs? Where are you going to place them? Because you may not need TVs. You might just need 2 TVs so that you can put up on the side. You have to look at the room and figure out what's going on in my room, where I can determine, okay, is this going to be beneficial to the people? Because I want them to be able to read the words, or do we find another way of doing that? You know what I'm saying? What I'm finding that's happening now, bro, is depending upon how the church is set up, they're putting monitors in the backs of TVs now, in the backs of the chairs rather. So now you can buy chairs that clamp into the video feed. You run a pipe, the seat clamps into that video feed, and it's broadcasting everything right on this, right? So you're sitting here.
So literally like getting on a plane.
Exactly. Yep. That's it. But for some churches, that's going to work. Because you have elderly. You got to look at who's coming to your church. Is this an old church? You got to look at the kickback. You know what I'm saying? TVs may make sense to a progressive pastor, but it doesn't make sense to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things, a lot of pieces that you got to look at, right? And when putting in monitors, and then what's the size? Like you said, what's the lighting in your room? Because that really matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many questions that I ask. Because
what's your service like? That's another thing.
Yeah.
What's your service like? Because I know in our church we bring the lights down.
Right.
Some churches they don't do that.
Nope. Some people think that's blasphemy.
Sacrilegious.
That's the club. You know what I'm saying? That's what they feel like. It's funny because I remember we had a young lady say, I came to your church and I felt like I was back in the club again. I said, well, that's not the point, but we want you to be free to worship God the way you worship. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. As well as we want you to visually see what's taking place.
Right. Right.
So those are the kind of questions that I ask. You know what I'm saying? What are some of the ones that you ask, bro?
I think normally it's why. If I haven't seen the church, do you have existing monitors or using projectors? How are you doing your announcements?
Right.
Are you planning to move to digital announcements? Do you plan on having words on the screen? Is this part of your plan for your worship? So it has to be strategic to the usage of what you're adding. Right. It has to add to your service. It has to add to the growth on where you want to go. So these are the questions I ask, because you use the TVs, you use these flat screens for words, imaging, messaging, announcements.
Yep.
All these things factor into the usages of it. And then I would probably say, lastly, do you want it in other areas of your church? Because the pastor may want one in his office, the first lady may want one in her office. I've worked in churches where they had them in the hallways and speakers in the bathrooms, and 70 volt to the bathrooms and the hallways, so you can hear the word wherever you're at.
Right.
So it's all about the functionality of your church, and where are you? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to grow to? And then lastly, it will be okay, when do you want to do it? And what are your plans moving forward? Because then we can assist you with that software, lower thirds, scripture, software to get. You get it for free. These are the fees you have to pay for this. All those secondary questions that we could fill in the blanks and say, well, after you get this, it's kind of like buying a car. Like, you got to get insurance. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you got to go to DMV. You know, you got to license. You got to pay for the license.
You got a car. Right.
You know, you got to do that. So it's the same thing with a flat screen. It's like, now you got it.
Right.
Now you need a license to use it the way you want to use it.
Right.
That's probably the best way I put it. I think, you know, next week I want to talk about. I want to throw this out there so you could tune in to those of you who have churches where you have senior saints. We're going to talk about assisted listening.
Yeah.
We can talk about assisted listening in great detail. I deal with this a great deal. So make sure you tune in next week, episode number 76. We're going to talk about assistive listening systems. That's something that will definitely help you so you can get a better understanding of why you need it, especially, you know, with the baby boomers and the senior saints and those with hearing aids and how you can help assist them. Make sure they maintain a connection when they're in the building. That's the best way to put it. Maintain a connection when they're in the building. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Absolutely. I hope you guys got some pertinent information that you can take and implement easily to your service. So without further ado, we're gonna do what we always do. I'm on the hot plate. I brought the word and I'm on the hot plate. Two for tour.
Two for tour over here.
2 for tour. Let's get into 30 seconds and
gone. For those that don't know, 30 seconds and gone is, I'm gonna give like a rapid fire questions to my brother. We like to do this with each other, but we also like to do this with people that like are featured on a lot of our podcasts, so that way they can kind of, it's like a not an icebreaker, but it just kind of mellows them out. You know what I'm saying? Just so I'm gonna hit them
the word of God. Gotta use candy.
You know what I'm saying?
Your cup of ice cream.
This is like true or false. What you like, what you don't like. You know what gets you goat, what doesn't get you goat. And these are just like 5 questions. And my brother's on a hot seat tonight, and I'm hoping that I could
It's hard to get me. It's hard to get me.
This dude is like, sometimes I hate when I'm in this position. But anyway, I digress. This is 30 seconds and going. You know what I'm saying? For real. All right, my brother. Being I know that you're like a health freak. Wheat thins or shredded wheat?
Neither.
You don't like wheat thins or shredded wheat?
No, don't eat it at all.
Word?
Nah.
You could not have told me that you didn't have no wheat. What? Well, okay, whatever. The next one. Nah. I think I might get you with this one. Chuck Taylors, shell top Adidas, or Vans?
Oh, shells all day.
All day?
All day, shells all day.
No Chucks?
Nah, shells. Shells.
So you never have you ever wore Chucks?
I wore Chucks, but shells all day though.
All day. Yeah.
Shells all day long.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. My era.
Right. All right, number 3. In a perfect world, what car, what house, and where?
Perfect world, huh? Perfect world. The car that I love is a 750 Benz. Beamer.
Okay.
That's the car I love.
Okay.
The house, 3,000 square feet. My wife, it would be too big for my wife, but it's big enough. It would be big enough for us, more than big enough, you know. Because I have space for my studio, I have space for my production stuff. I have space for all of the creative aspects that I do. And I won't have to be looking around, moving stuff around like I got to do for this podcast. Because I got to move stuff back whenever we're finished.
No doubt.
But where I'm kind of juggling. I would like to have homes in 3 places.
Okay.
I'm gonna have homes in 3 places.
Okay.
I would like to keep this condo that we have here in New York, which is beautiful. I would like to have our summer spot in South Carolina where we have property.
Okay.
I would say 4 places. I would love a spot in Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
I would love a spot in LA.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But home, I would probably say Columbia, South Carolina would be home base.
Okay. Okay. That's
so
dope.
I spoke it into existence. It's gonna happen.
That's it. That's it.
Crazy of faith. Crazy of faith. I said
it's done. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, favorite club producer.
Club producer. Ooh, man. Black Coffee.
Okay.
Black Coffee.
Okay.
I love percussive dance music, South African dance music. It just has a vibe to it. It's just like, I kind of.
Oh, that's what's up.
Shameless plug, but I did a remix for Leroy Burgess called Somewhere. It's called the Passenger Remixes.
Okay.
And I did a version called Passenger 22. And I did it specifically so that Black Coffee could hear it.
Wow.
He's my favorite DJ.
That's what's up.
And I was like, I want to make something that he would want to play.
Right.
Hopefully he does.
Right.
I want to speak into existence. He's gonna play it.
That's right.
Because I dig how he plays. So that's my answer.
That's dope. All right, so our last one. Gwen Guthrie or Robin S?
Oh, Gwen, all day long.
All right, no doubt. All right.
That's too easy. That's too easy. Yeah, she got guts and glory, baby.
Now, have you really taken the time to listen to Robin?
Yes. Like I said. and I didn't stutter. I said Gwen Guthrie. I said Gwen Guthrie because I know.
Oh, shoot.
I know what's there.
Yeah. We on the same page, but I was surprised. I was surprised.
Nah, she
don't hold a candle to her, but I was surprised.
She not on
They're
my
not
radar.
even in the same, you know what I'm saying?
No. All love and respect, Robin S.
Oh yeah.
Not on my radar.
Yeah, for sure.
I have never spun a record by her.
Really?
Never.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
Never.
I have a bunch of them too. Yeah.
She got a lot of records, but it's not my vibe. It's not my vibe as
like you said. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm more of an organic.
Your vein is yeah.
I'm more of an organic. I'm not like I'm not that dude.
Right.
I'm a vibe dude.
Right. You're not the garage.
I'm not him.
Right.
I'm not him. I'll take you on a trip.
Right.
I'm not that DJ.
Right. That's dope, man. That's really dope. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been 30 seconds and gone.
Yes.
And I didn't do that. I didn't do as bad as I thought I would. Anyway.
Yeah, except for the weekends. You live to see another day.
Yeah, man, of course.
Another day. You survived 4 out of 5.
Yep.
That's great. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs of all ages. We want to thank you for tuning in and taking a moment out of your day to spend with us. Hopefully you receive some pertinent information that will help you continue to make your church service amazing, continue to make it effervescent and spirit-filled. And this technical knowledge can help assist with that. It doesn't make God come in, but what it does is it allows him to have more to work with. That's the best way I can say it. Make sure you do this.
Yes.
Sign up for the newsletter.
Yep.
We do have newsletters coming.
Yep.
So sign up for the newsletter.
I do.
In the show notes, there's a link. Takes you right to the Be Invisible book written by yours truly. Book 1 out now, doing well. Also, how to start your church podcast is launching on November 15th.
Yep, November 15th.
November 15th. So it's going to be an email. It's going to go out. Make sure you guys sign up for this course. It's amazing. It's taught in 4 sessions where it's going to break down why you doing a podcast, what you're doing, how to do it, what you need, how to publish it, all the information you need to help you develop a podcast for your church. So do that, like, subscribe, review, and I'm going to say like we always say, keep God first in everything you do. We'll see you next time on the Church Sound Podcast.